You don't look broken. You look calm, normal, even in control. But inside your head, it never stops. One thought becomes two, two become 10, and suddenly you're stuck in a loop you can't escape. You replay conversations. You imagine outcomes that haven't happened. You overanalyze things that didn't even matter in the first place. And the worst part? You know you're doing it, but you still can't stop. This is the psychology of overthinking. It usually doesn't start big. It starts with something small, a message you sent, a look someone gave you, a decision you made. And then your mind whispers, what if you were wrong? So you go back, again and again, trying to find the perfect answer, trying to feel certain. But certainty never comes, only more thoughts. Here's what most people don't realize. Overthinking is not about thinking too much. It's about trying to control what you feel. When your brain senses uncertainty, it tries to protect you. It tells you, think more, analyze everything, make sure nothing goes wrong. It feels like problem solving, but it's actually fear. Pause for a moment. When was the last time you trusted your first instinct and just let it be? Because overthinking doesn't come from intelligence, it comes from discomfort. The discomfort of not knowing, the discomfort of not being in control, the discomfort of possibly being wrong. So your brain keeps searching, not for answers, but for relief. And this is where the trap begins. The more you think, the less clear things become. You start doubting yourself. You second-guess your decisions. You question your own feelings. And slowly, you lose trust in your own mind. Think about this. Have you ever made a simple decision and then spent hours wondering if it was the wrong one? That's not logic. That's anxiety wearing a mask. Overthinkers often look strong on the outside. They seem thoughtful, careful, aware. But inside, they are exhausted because their mind never rests. Even at night, when everything is quiet, their thoughts get louder. And here's something deeper. Overthinking is often connected to emotional experiences from the past. Moments where you felt judged, misunderstood, or not good enough. Your brain remembers that. So now it tries to prevent it from happening again by thinking more, controlling more, analyzing everything. But the truth is, you can't think your way out of emotional discomfort. You can only feel your way through it. Another pause. What are you really trying to avoid when you overthink? Because behind every overthinking loop, there is a feeling you don't want to face. Fear, rejection, uncertainty, loss of control. And instead of feeling it, you think about it. That's why it never ends. Because thinking doesn't resolve emotions, it only delays them. But here's the shift. The moment you stop trying to solve every thought and start observing them instead, everything changes. You realize something powerful. Not every thought is true. Not every thought needs attention, and not every thought deserves a reaction. Your mind produces thoughts constantly, but you get to decide which ones matter. And maybe peace doesn't come from finding the perfect answer. Maybe it comes from accepting that not everything needs to be answered. Because the more you chase control, the more anxious you feel. But the moment you let go, even just a little, your mind starts to quiet down. You don't need to fix every thought. You don't need to analyze everything. You just need to notice and let it pass. And slowly, you start trusting yourself again. Because clarity doesn't come from overthinking. It comes from finally allowing yourself to feel without